Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Considering the time that they had to film this whole episode and what they came up with, it was a decent episode. But before I get into my review, if you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. I summarize and review the latest Sensual Kapımı episodes, say what I like, what I didn't like, what I think might happen next. If you like this kind of videos, like, comment, share, but most importantly subscribe so we can meet on a weekly basis. As always, let's talk about the side storylines, which were partly there. So we have Aydan and Kemal being so adorable, and the way he expressed his happiness that Aydan finally gave their love a second chance. It was just so adorable and I loved it, and I'm so excited to see what their story holds and where this is all going, and especially when Serkan will finally find out about their relationship. It's just going to be amazing. Then we also have Engin and Pırıl. In this episode they find out what gender their baby is going to be. At first they wanted Layla to kind of predict the gender, and she was way off. She said it's a boy because of this and this sign, blah blah blah. And both of them, so Engin and Pırıl, were like, oh okay, because both of them wanted a girl. And then towards the end of the episode they finally say it out loud, and they're both happy that they're going to have a girl, and both of them want it. And then also Pırıl's dad reappeared kind of in some way, so she talked to him on the phone, and her father wants a boy. I really do hope that they will reintroduce him kind of, because the way they introduced him and hyped him up in the past and then just used him for one episode, it was really weird, and I was like, well, what was the hype for? So I didn't quite get it. So I really do hope that they will bring him back and that he will stir some things up. So that's all kind of for the side storylines, and we can move on to the Eda and Serkan storyline. I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see a conclusion to this whole murder hostage kind of thing that we ended on in last episode. In this episode we just hear that the police came, and Eda thought that they went too far with their investigation, and Serkan is downplaying it. So I was really disappointed that we didn't get to see that. Was it their plan? How did it get solved? Like, there were so many things that I would have loved to see, but considering their tight schedule and the cases they had on set, of course they couldn't do that anymore. But at least, I don't know, explain it a little bit more. So Serkan wanted to kiss Eda, but she said no kissing, these are the rules. So either I missed her telling him some rules, or it's because of Ramadan and they don't like physical interaction and stuff kind of. So that's why she didn't like to be kissed by him, even though she wanted to, but she wanted to be strict and play by the rules. So then he pulls out another piece of paper from the bag, and it's, I think, live in a camping van or something like that, and they go out, buy it. Pırıl and Engin are really confused, like, what is going on with you two? And that's when Serkan explains it to Engin and Eda to Pırıl what this whole wishing back thing is, and Pırıl thinks it's really romantic. Then when Eda wants to talk to Serkan, he gets a call from the doctor or from some guy who tells him to go to the hospital ASAP because the results are back and they need to investigate further. When he comes back, Eda sees that he's kind of off and asks him questions, but he doesn't want to tell her. He's blaming it on some contracts that he needs to solve, blah blah blah. So then he tells her, let's go to Ege or something like that, go there for months, we will live in this camping van. And she's really excited but also very skeptical. So when they're leaving, he's looking behind at his office, and it's kind of a sad look, kind of trying to remember the times he had there. It was like a goodbye look in my opinion. So then we see them in the camping van drinking tea in front of it, being by the sea, all nice. I really love those scenes, both of them there together, and the montages of them walking together. It was amazing. And the song of the montage that is a little bit later in the episode, perfection. I would have loved it to be more, like, longer. But yeah, the next day I think they're kind of surrounded by a filming crew, and I'm like, okay. So there's a woman knocking at his door and being like, well, we need this actor, blah blah blah, you can play it. I mean, it was really confusing how they chose him to be the actor, but there was a creepy woman watching this whole thing play out from her trailer, and it turns out she's like the main actress. And I do think because she knew who Serkan was, I think that she told the woman that went to Serkan to tell him that he got the role, blah blah blah, that she should hire him to play her love interest kind of. And at first Serkan was like, no, I'm an architect, I'm not doing this, I don't want that. Because before that he pulled out a piece of paper and it said that you should do something you wouldn't ever do or something like that, and Ada was encouraging him, come on, this is your thing, you can do this. In the meantime, they kind of recruited Ada as well. Then when he heard there's going to be a kissing scene, he was all in, let's do this, I will take this seriously. And Ada was the one pulling away, being like, I'm not so sure. Then this whole jealousy plot line starts. So there's a woman wanting to rehearse with Serkan and Ada is not really liking it. And also Puren, I think, Puran, this new woman, the redhead, is coming and checking everything out. And then they're filming this whole scene at a restaurant where Serkan is trying to act, and Puran, or whatever the woman's name is, she's really close. Like, you can really see that she wants him. She wants him to be close to her, to be together with her in a relationship. And this whole scene, them acting at the restaurant, it was just so hilarious. Serkan's facial expressions, the director being so frustrated that Serkan didn't quite get everything right. And then when they're close to kissing, so Serkan and Ada, the director calls cut and is saying that in post-production they will put them closer but they don't have to kiss, and they're begging the director, oh, we can do this, he's my boyfriend, I can do this, blah blah blah. Like, they were so desperate to kiss but they weren't allowed. So then we have this restaurant scene. So because Ada and Serkan don't have any food, I believe, they are walking to a restaurant. That's also where Kemal and Aydan are. They're having a romantic dinner, and then Ada and Serkan come in. Serkan is not happy to see Kemal with his mother. Ada is really confused to see Aydan and Kemal together. Aydan is so embarrassed for Serkan to see them together. So they're like, oh, we heard there's going to be a fish, a really good fish here, blah blah blah. So they're trying to weasel their way out of this whole situation. So then Ada and Serkan sit down with them, are trying to have a meal with them, but then I will just call her Puran. I'm not sure it's her name, but the new woman, Puran, I will just call her that. So she walks in. I do think that she told her assistant to spy on Serkan to know every move he makes. So that's why she lands there. And she goes there, and also before that, Aydan is telling Serkan that they're waiting for Ayfer. So that's why they're only the two of them together. But I do believe that she called Ayfer for help to kind of cover her up. So when Puran comes, she wants to sit there as well, blah blah blah. And then Ayfer comes. She's a huge fan of Puran. She's a little bit starstruck, and then it's so creepy that Puran knew the favorite dishes of everybody, and then also brought out a cake without strawberries because Serkan is allergic to strawberries. And Ada was not amused at all when she saw what Puran was doing there. I think that Puran was trying to get on the good side of Aydan, of Serkan. So then the next day, Ada and Serkan go to the office because Serkan needs to sign some things. When they arrive there, the whole filming crew is there, and it turns out that Erdem approved of this filming, and it was just so hilarious to see Serkan lose his mind because Erdem still has the power from last episode. Then they have to film, and Ada is sitting next to the director and is not liking it at all that Puran and Serkan are so close together. Puran is being very sensual and getting really close to him and almost kissing him, and she hates it. After many attempts to break off the scene, get them kind of separated, she has this idea to put a chair between them, and the director loves it. Puran is not happy at all because she wants to be close to Serkan. And then it kind of moves back to them being at the camping van, writing down new wishes that they're going to throw into the the sea, and that's when Serkan also tells her that he actually wanted to do it with his brother because they found one bottle, like message in a bottle. That's why he wanted to do it with his brother, but now he's doing it with Eda. And then we see Puran asking her assistant to kind of teach her hypnosis and also change the script that way. So that's another creep move in my opinion. And then at night, Puran is knocking on the van. Oh, there was also a scene where Puran was knocking on the van's door and Eda and Serkan were inside and they were hiding, trying to get away from her and just keeping silent so she wouldn't know that they're inside. Anyways, at night she comes to them and tells them that the script was changed and she needs to go over the script with Eda. So they go to the restaurant and there's the scene where Puran needs to hypnotize Eda. So she's doing that because Serkan and Eda are away for such a long time. Ida, Melek, Seyfi, Ayfer, Engin and Pırıl are being quite concerned, so they drive out there. Then they go to the restaurant because Serkan was going for a walk, so nobody was at the van. They knock on the door of the van, nobody is there. They go to the restaurant, they see Puran doing the hypnotizing thing, so they think that there is going to be a scene filmed, so they're keeping quiet, just watching. And I was like, oh my god, if this is working, this is going to be so stupid. Like, they're watching, they see that something is happening, they're not intervening. Eda is being weird, really happy, but she remembers everybody there. So when Serkan comes, she's telling him, who are you? And then I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me that we're going to have this memory loss storyline once again. He's getting really annoyed that Eda can't remember him. Puran is confessing to Serkan that she tried this out because she wanted to go over the scene and it really worked. So he's telling her reverse everything. She's trying to do it, but then it kind of works on everybody. And Eda still didn't regain her memory of him because Puran told her, well, you're happier without Serkan, you can't remember him, blah blah blah. When he's getting really angry, everybody's chaotic. Engin is being angry, like, who is this man getting angry at everybody else? He's trying to call the police. So then when Serkan is saying, I will call a doctor, this is so stupid, and is about to storm off quite angrily, Eda breaks her game and says, what are you doing, Serkan Polat? And everybody is starting to laugh. So it's a sign that it was all a game for them. When Engin comes, he's still in this, who are you, why are you doing this to everybody, like, these are my friends. Pırıl gets really angry, this is Serkan, and is shaking him and even slaps Engin, and that's how he regains his memory. And I was like, wait, this is how you can regain your memory from hypnosis? Like, this was really weird. But anyways, Engin is back. So then they're driving off, kind of. Eda and Serkan are back at their camping van, cooking or drinking some tea, I don't know. She's still inside. She sees a folder, opens the folder, and that's the scene we already got to see in the second trailer, where she's questioning Serkan, what is that? Because she sees the brain scans and he doesn't answer her. And then it just says at the bottom of the screen, see you back in June or something like that, because that's the end of the season. So of course we didn't get to see a trailer, so I'm going to predict what I think is going to happen in next episode next season, and also what my thoughts are of the past season. So I do think that Serkan will downplay it a little bit, but still tell Eda the truth, what is happening. And I do think that we will have a time jump. That's just a feeling. That's what always happens when there's a season finale and a new season starts. There's always a minor time jump. I also do hope that next season they won't leave that many strings unresolved and storylines, because in this season, even though I really enjoyed watching it, and also I really do hope that they will go back to the roots of how Sen Çal Kapımı started, the rom-com we fell in love with. Of course, there can be a little bit of drama here and there because this will spice up the storyline, but still the core should be a rom-com in my opinion, and that's where it went kind of downhill for Sen Çal Kapımı because it went far too much into the drama storyline. What I didn't like this season were all the hypes. Like, there was so many moments where they hyped things up and you got really excited for this thing to happen, and then it was just like, meh, like Puga's father. And then also the prince, like what was that all about? We saw the portrait of a person that looked like Adam and him, like what's the story behind that? Like we still don't know it. I really do hope that he will reappear kind of to solve this storyline, because this is just something that bothers me when I don't have a real conclusion to a storyline, because we got a nice conclusion with the grandma storyline. There were so many things that were okay kind of, but they could have been done better. Like you could really see that they were in a rush. They didn't really care about that much, so they were like, okay, let's do it this way and it's okay. So I really do hope that they will change it and resolve every storyline in a nice way. I really do hope that we will get to see more of Aydan and Kemal and their relationship, and also Erdem and Layla. And yeah, I really do hope that we will get back to the core of Sen Çal Kapımı. Yeah, just get back to the basics. It's such a nice storyline, and I'm really sad that they kind of destroyed it in some way and lost a lot of audience on the way. So I'm really happy for them that they have a little bit of a break. So yeah, I really do hope that they will come back with new strengths and new power and a new storyline. And yeah, this was Sen Çal Kapımı season 1. I really do hope that you liked my review so far. Is there anything else to say? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm really excited for next season. I hope I said everything. I hope I mentioned everything. If you still like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the final episode of Sen Çal Kapımı season 1. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell to be notified whenever I post something, and I will see you maybe next time. Bye!